fake eyelashes, the glue, the curling wand, and coats of mascara, Marina Dukes has had enough.
They don't curl, so I would love to have them where they're naturally curly.
Takai Shimizu agrees.
My lashes are so straight like my hair. Even if I use that curler, it doesn't last.
Taser International hopes their Taser C2 model will spark a trend in self-defense.
You just slide the safety back, and as you can see, there's a button. And so what you do, you want to aim it at your target, center of mass, press the button, and it'll fire.
The C2 shoots within a 15-foot range and sends high-voltage, low-current electricity to cause muscle contractions, 15 to 18 times per second.
We've been doing this since 1993. We've been at it for a long time, designing it, changing it, adapting to the new technology changes.
While Taser representatives say the C2 is easy to use, some critics believe it may be too easy to buy.
On the other side of the wine bar spectrum, customers at Vertical Wine Bistro in Pasadena need only come with an empty stomach and a hunger to try some new wines. Manager and sommelier Scott Teruya can help pick out the perfect glass of wine to go with anything on their menu.
Beautiful, full-bodied wines, great with like roasted meats, but even risotto, mushroom porcini risotto. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Tucked away upstairs, Vertical has one of the most extensive wine menus in the area. You can try nearly 100 bottles by the glass, or you can take off with one of 14 flights, a healthy sampling of 3 different wines.
If you were to order this bottle, it about $80 a bottle, but this way you can try these wines for around $20. So it's a neat way to try maybe a more expensive wine without making the commitment.
Wine can be very intimidating.
Post 9/11, it can be a frightening world.
At least 64 people were killed.
A deadly bombing at a cafe in Pakistan.
The FBI issued a warning.
Now, one website wants to show you how scary it is.
Looks like there's a lot of places, a lot of terrorist activity, especially in the U.S.
It's just kind of freaky. There's so many flashing. It's crazy. I can't even believe it.
And it tells us that our world that we live in, we have to be very cautious at all times.
It's called globalincidentmap.com.
Tucked beyond the wobbly wheel pathways, something's hiding inside a Target store.
You know, we prefer not to publicize where we're located.
Far behind the electronics department, there's another high-tech section. This fully functional crime lab is not only attached to the store, it's run by Target.
Private companies have been getting evidence into court for many years, but as a lab system, we really started this in 2003.
At first, they were simply trying to catch shoplifters. That's why they have a latent fingerprint lab.
The whole point here is to first make fingerprints visible, then use the expertise of Andrew.
And if you could hand me that...
That's Andrew Schriever, formerly a fingerprint expert with Oklahoma's State Bureau of Investigation. Now, he works at Target.
This is called non-porous type of evidence, and it's stuff that if you put water on it, it wouldn't soak in.
Today, the Target Crime Lab is more advanced than some actual law enforcement agencies.
We use our latent fingerprints in a little bit different way than law enforcement does.
Since discount store employees can't tap into AFIS, the National Fingerprint Database.
And this is an imager that can collect that light and amplify it to where we can see it with the naked eye.
Target mostly compares one store's crime to another's.
You can't tell that there are footprints on there, but more likely than not there are.
Sometimes tracking down the invisible tracks. Turn off the lights and the footprints start to glow.
When we can see that there's actually quite a few footwear impressions on this floor in the dust, you can see a good partial footwear impression right here.
Footprints helped in a case where someone tried to kick open the case of iPods.
This is the footwear impression that we were able to photograph off of that showcase door.
From there, Target hopes police will search the suspect's home for those shoes.
They could submit that to the lab and we could compare the shoe against the impression from the door and possibly make an identification.
I was a police detective, worked major cases, did crime scenes.